Ever heard of those May-December romances? You know, where there's a huge age gap between the couple. Some people find it scandalous, others find it romantic. But what if I told you about a story that takes this concept to a whole new level? A story that's not just about love, but about secrets, mysteries, and a twist so bizarre it will make your head spin. This is the story of Leo and Isabel, a 23-year-old man and a 70-year-old billionaire. Their love story seemed like a modern-day fairy tale, but what was hiding behind the gilded gates of Isabel's mansion was a secret so strange it would change everything. Leo was a young artist, full of dreams, but with pockets full of lint. He worked as a barista to pay the bills, sketching portraits of customers on napkins during his breaks. He had a talent for capturing the soul of a person with just a few charcoal strokes. One rainy afternoon, an elegant, silver-haired woman walked into the cafe. She had a commanding presence, eyes that held decades of wisdom, and a smile that was both warm and mysterious. This was Isabel, a renowned art collector and one of the wealthiest women in the world. She ordered a simple black coffee and, noticing Leo's sketches, asked if he would draw her. As Leo drew, they talked. He was captivated by her stories of traveling the world, of meeting famous artists, and of building her empire from the ground up. She, in turn, was charmed by his youthful passion and raw talent. By the time he finished the portrait, something had sparked between them. Isabel saw more than just an artist. She saw a vibrant spirit. And Leo saw more than just an older woman. He saw a beautiful, brilliant soul. She bought the sketch for a price that could cover his rent for a year and invited him to her estate to see her private collection. Their relationship blossomed quickly. Society gossiped, of course. Tabloids had a field day, calling Leo a gold digger and questioning Isabel's sanity. But they didn't care. They were genuinely in love. Leo moved into Isabel's sprawling mansion, a place that felt more like a museum than a home. It was filled with priceless art, antique furniture, and corridors that seemed to stretch on forever. He had his own art studio with a view of the magnificent gardens. It was a dream come true. For the first time in his life, he could focus solely on his art, supported and adored by the woman he loved. But living in the mansion, Leo started to notice things. Strange things. Despite her age, Isabel had an almost unnatural vitality. She could outpace him on their morning walks and would often stay up late into the night, managing her businesses with relentless energy. She never seemed to get tired. Then there were the strange rules of the house. One entire wing of the mansion was strictly off-limits. Isabel told him it was under perpetual renovation, but Leo never saw any workers or heard any construction sounds coming from there. He also noticed that Isabel had a peculiar routine every single night. She would drink a special tea, prepared by her long-serving and silent butler, and then retire to her room alone. She insisted they sleep in separate bedrooms, explaining she was a light sleeper. Leo, wanting to respect her wishes, didn't push it. One day, while exploring the vast library, Leo stumbled upon an old photo album. It was tucked away on a dusty, forgotten shelf. He opened it and was stunned. The photos were from the 1970s, 50 years ago. There was a young, vibrant Isabel, looking exactly as she did in her prime. But standing next to her was a young man who looked familiar, unnervingly familiar. He had the same dark, curly hair, the same intense eyes, the same artistic hands. Leo's hands. He felt a cold shiver run down his spine. The man in the photo could have been his twin brother. He checked the back of the photograph. A name was written, in elegant cursive. Isabel and Julian, 1973. A knot of confusion and dread tightened in Leo's stomach. Who was Julian? Why did he look exactly like him? He decided he had to know the truth. No. That night, he waited for Isabel to drink her special tea and go to her room. Then, armed with a flashlight and a pounding heart, he made his way to the forbidden wing. The door was locked, but he noticed the butler always kept a set of old keys on a hook in the pantry. He found one that fit. The door creaked open into a long, dark hallway. The air was stale and cold. The walls were lined with portraits, all covered with white sheets. Leo pulled a sheet off one of the paintings. His breath caught in his throat. It was a portrait of Julian, the man from the photo. He looked dashing, confident, and so much like Leo. He moved to the next one, and the next. Each painting was of Julian, at different stages of his life, painted in different styles. It was a shrine to this man. At the end of the hall was a single door. Leo's hand trembled as he turned the knob. It opened into what looked like a laboratory. There were strange glass tubes, bubbling liquids, and complex machinery humming quietly. In the center of the room, on a pedestal, was a single glowing plant. It was unlike anything he had ever seen, with shimmering leaves and a soft, pulsating light. Suddenly, a voice came from behind him. "I knew you'd find your way here eventually." It was Isabel. She wasn't angry. Her face was filled with a deep, profound sadness. "You want to know who Julian was, don't you, Leo?" she said softly. "Julian was my first love, my only true love. He was an artist just like you. Brilliant, passionate, and so full of life." She walked over to one of the portraits. "We were inseparable, but he got sick, a rare disease that science had no answer for. I spent my fortune trying to save him, but it was no use. He passed away when he was only 23 years old." Isabel then gestured towards the strange, glowing plant. "After he was gone, I dedicated my life to one thing: bringing him back. I funded top-secret research in genetics and cloning. That plant, it's the key. It has unique properties that can replicate and preserve genetic material indefinitely. The tea I drink every night? It's an elixir made from it. It doesn't make me younger, but it has sustained my life force far beyond its natural course, waiting for this moment." Leo stared at her, horrified, as the pieces fell into place. What are you saying?" he stammered, though he already knew the answer. Isabel looked at him, her eyes brimming with tears. "You're not just some boy I met in a coffee shop, Leo. I found you. I orchestrated our meeting. I spent decades perfecting the cloning process. There were failures before, but you are the perfect replica of my Julian, his exact genetic copy." The world tilted on its axis. Leo wasn't Leo. He was a copy, a replacement. His love for her, his art, his entire life. Was it all just an echo of someone else's? He was a ghost, brought to life to fill a void left 50 years ago. "My love for you is real, Leo," Isabel pleaded, sensing his horror. "When I look at you, I see him, yes, but I also see you, your own unique soul. I fell in love with you, not just his memory." But Leo couldn't hear her. He was looking at his own hands, the hands that painted, the hands that held her. Were they even his? The mansion, which once felt like a palace, now felt like a gilded cage, a laboratory where he was the final experiment. The strange energy Isabel had, the forbidden wing, the nightly ritual, it all made a terrible, heartbreaking sense. He was a living work of art, crafted to mend a broken heart, a masterpiece of science and sorrow. But was he a person? Could a copy truly love? And could he ever forgive the woman who created him out of grief? A woman he had come to love so deeply, but who had built their entire relationship on a devastating secret. The strange, glowing plant in the center of the room pulsed with a soft, ethereal light, holding the answer to life, love, and the haunting question of what it means to be real. What do you think Leo should do? Should he stay with Isabel, trying to build a real relationship on a foundation of lies? Or should he leave to find out who he truly is, away from the shadow of Julian? It's a question with no easy answer. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories that will make you question everything.